in audio. 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 In audio.
Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to Saeed TV. And this is your latest edition of the Rivals Talk. We're here Friday weekend. Everyone should be buzzing this weekend. Nobody should be miserable, you know what I mean, on a Friday, because it's the weekend soon. That means football's happening. And yeah, man, let's get into it, people. We got man like Huey, who's feeling optimistic. He's feeling buzzing right now. Huey, big up, my guy. How you doing, bro?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Honestly, I've never been better. And thank you for having me on during this fantastic period in time that we're living in. And listen, I'm tired, man. I'm tired of all the traveling over and back from Dublin, but it's worth it. I'm just back from the Madrid game last night. I flew back from Manchester. I'm going again now on Sunday morning, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Just live down there, man. Live down there. You might as well.
You gonna let me stay with you, yeah? Put up a few city flags around the gap.
Nah, no city flags. You know what I mean? You might see a couple of United flags down there. I might be able to convert you or whatnot. But listen, Manchester, man, if you're doing all the traveling, come down, man. You might as well, bro. You might as well. But big up to you, man. Big up to as well, Lewis, for the raid as well, man. Big up to you. See you tomorrow, yeah, man. Even Lewis is coming down tomorrow. He's staying for the weekend, actually, because he's playing United. He's playing City on Sunday, and then he's playing you guys. So he's playing us on a Thursday. So big up to Carefree Lewis. I'll see you tomorrow. And yeah, man, big up to who we got. Henry Wright, who's got a Roma kit on. I don't know why he's got a Roma kit on, but big up to you, my friend.
No, listen, we're on loan. We're on loan to the end of the season, so we might get to see a European trophy lifted. Listen, I'm good. Big up, thanks for having me on. Big up everyone in the chat, and hopefully it will be a stress-free zone, because Tottenham at the moment is just it's long. I'm not going to lie to you, it's long.
Absolutely. And obviously we got man like Babs. what? Yo, listen, they're asking you, where's the title gone, man? It's mad, but
it's in delivery. I think it's arriving 2024, 2023, 2024.
You don't help yourself, do you? You don't help yourself.
I'll be honest, right? I'm over it. I was over it after Southampton. So I was at the game against Brighton, and I see a lot of fans, obviously, they were annoyed after the game. I was annoyed, but I was like, it's over anyways. Like, I didn't think we could win the league after drawing Southampton, and the Man City game was kind of over anyways. But I'm still excited. I don't know what everyone else is going. I'm still very excited for next season. And I don't buy into this hype that Arsenal were a one-season wonder and next year we're just going to disappear. So yeah, I'm confident for next season.
I don't know, man. You know what? To be fair, maybe the metric of Arsenal just crumbling is a bit too much. But like I said to you, man, the heights. I don't know the mentality. You know, what I mean, the manager can he have that same philosophy and ideas and be so excited with the players? It's difficult, man. I don't know. There's always a drop off. You see it with Liverpool as well. Let's
Why?
see, man. Let's see. But yeah, go on. Sorry.
Why is there a drop off? I said, okay, cool.
No, I'm not-
Why do you think? Maybe I'll say better. Why do you think Arsenal will drop off? Like, what do you see in our team that thinks we'll drop off?
I think you're a young team as well. Obviously, that people say with young players, maybe there's a drop off in that. Obviously, Arteta as well. I still think, is he the top level top tier coach? No. So I think, you know, maybe what was working this season, he could overthink it, and certain methods might not be working next season. There's a whole host of things. Obviously, teams get better in terms of teams catch up and whatnot. I think there's implications of next season happening. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's going to be a whole crash and where Arsenal go 10th or something like that, and same as Chelsea. I don't think it's going to be like that. I still think it's going to be progression. But whether you can hit the heights of what you did this season, next season, I'm not so sure. But you're up and you believe in it. You're
I'm
saying you
aiming
believe
even
next
higher. Yeah, I'm
win
aiming
the
even
title
higher.
again.
I mean, at the start of the
Is it
season, I was
more
one of the at the start of the season, I was one of the few fans that said we're going to get 80 points this year, and we got 80 points. Right now, I'm not saying I was going to, but that was like last year. If I told you 80 points for Arsenal would have been second and third, you would have laughed at me. Actually, I said it on Big Six at the start of the year, so we get third easily, or maybe second. And then they were like, "Oh, are you sure?"
Yeah,
about
you said it on Lad Bible. You said it on Lad Bible, to be fair.
Yeah, and then everyone said, "No, you're joking. You won't even get top four." So I'm always going to be an optimistic Arsenal fan because I see the positives in this team. And I actually look at previous examples of teams that have fought for a title or not quite made it. You've got Liverpool 13-14. You got, I think, maybe United the year before that when they were 11-12 and they just fell short
Even
as
us,
well.
we finished runners up to Chelsea a couple
Yeah,
of times.
so 16-17 Spurs. That was going to get onto that as well. You got Liverpool 19-20, like teams like that. And I look at all those teams and I go, there's one common theme. Now, you look at Spurs 16-17. If I'm right in saying, correct me if I'm wrong, you didn't quite invest properly the next year, right? That's why you kind of fell short. You went from,
We didn't buy a player that whole year.
exactly. You went from 86 points to 70 something. So you dropped off my position.
I don't even think that. Maybe 60 something.
Yeah, Liverpool fought for a title in 13-14, and then they sold their best player, Suarez. And then it fell off. They couldn't fight again. But you see Liverpool in 19-20, they sold no one. They didn't sign anyone, but they sold no one, and they just kept going again. For Arsenal, the positive is that we're going to sign players. You can see who we're looking to sign as it is. So we're actually doing something that maybe other teams haven't done in the past, where they've got to this position, like Spurs 16-17, Liverpool 13-14. We're not selling our best players. We're investing into level-raising signings that will take us to the next level. So yeah, I'm more than excited for next season, more than you believe.
What do you feel about Xhaka going? What is it, 15 million euros?
Actually, you know what?
Like that?
It's a bit of a blow, but you have to understand. I think the club are helping him out more than anything. I think they're saying like, listen, you know, we know that you want to start week in week out, and if we sign Rice, if we sign someone like that, you're not going to start. And I think he's always been a starter throughout his entire career at Arsenal, at Mönchengladbach. So I think he's going, listen, I just don't want to sit on the bench. So for me, I'd keep him for at least a year. But I think the club are like, okay, listen, you've earned your right to just, you know, go. And I think £50 million is decent money as well, because he's only got 1 year left on his contract. Can't forget that.
I think
You
it's
know
the right
what, though?
move, man. I think it's the right move getting rid of Xhaka, because as much as he's been a good player for you this season, I don't look at him as a title-winning midfielder, as someone who's going to be able to get you over the line. So I think it's the first good sign for you moving into next season that you're able to part ways with someone like Xhaka, who has had a good season, but you're able to say he's not quite what we need. So it would show that you're possibly going to be aggressive in the transfer market. But in terms of this season just gone by, it's not that I think Arsenal will crumble next season. I don't think they'll get worse. I think they'll have a good season next year. But I do believe this was a missed opportunity. I don't think next season you'll get the opportunity to be 8 points clear with, 6-7 weeks to go, because you've no doubt that teams will get better. I think Saeed alluded to it. Liverpool will get better. Newcastle, they're only going to level up. Henry, I'm sorry, I don't know about Tottenham. I really don't know.
Yeah,
Chelsea,
we're not even in the conversation. So let's just leave us doing our own thing. We're all right when no one's talking about us.
Chelsea will have another crack at it. We'll see how that goes for them, and then we will be City. So I think this was definitely a missed opportunity. And I think, I don't know, maybe is it controversial to say that people are possibly over-gassing the season Arsenal have had? I mean, to go from 5th to 2nd, when your full focus was on Premier League and getting into top 4, it's not a colossal jump. It's not like going from 10th to 1st or 9th to 1st either. You were 5th last season and you got your objective of Champions League. So it's not something to start screaming home about.
I think if they win, I think if they did a better like domestically, like didn't get knocked out to Brighton at home in the cup, didn't lose to the Europa League, I think there'd be a bit more respect. Like if they went further in the Europa, you could say, right, it's been a serious season. I think with Arteta, I think Babs has got a point. You know, we didn't invest in players. If they can bring in Rice, I still think they need a number 9. No, I don't feel like Jesus is going to get you the goals.
I'm with you.
Win you a
They
title.
need a number 9.
But I said that to Arsenal fans last summer when they signed them. I said you have a fantastic football player on your hands, but you do not have a bagsman. You do not have someone that's going to lead the line, because it's as simple as if he was a number 9, a bagsman number 9, he'd still be a Man City player. He would have taken the throne off Kun Aguero and we would have moved on with Gabriel Jesus. I'll never discredit Jesus for how great a footballer he is. We know the energy he brings, the link-up play, and he reads the game very well. But when you bring it down to the fundamentals and the primary role of a number 9, he does not do that. So they do need. I can see Jesus eventually playing on the wing for Arsenal. I really can. I think a time will come, and City fans can see this down the road too, where you'll go, oh, he's probably more suited to the wing. When you get in a proper number 9, say for example, if he wasn't banned, if you got Ivan Toney this summer and he became your number 9, you could see a great link up with Jesus in the wing and Toney in number 9, and then Martinelli or whoever on the left. I just think with Jesus, they possibly overestimated what they were getting with this player.
No, I disagree. I think you're right that we know that he's not a bagsman. I think most Arsenal fans do that because his goals are never like in 20s anyways. You would get like 14, 13 max. But what he's done to our attack is elevate Martinelli and Saka. People keep forgetting that. They look at just Jesus' numbers on his own. With his 10 goals, it's all right. But you look at Saka's got 12, Odegaard's got 15, Martinelli's got 15 as well. It's because of Jesus' ability to elevate our attack is why those attackers are all thriving at the same time. So he's elevated our attack. He's not our Jesus is not our problem. We've scored more than enough goals to win a title. Our issue has been defensively. That's why they're looking for defensive midfielders first, to compact the midfield, to make sure that we hold teams in, press them in, and sustain pressure. But you're right, long-term wise, in the Champions League, Jesus is my concern, because if we're in a Champions League knockout stage and he misses a big chance, this game over. There's no do-overs like in the Premier League. You can go again. So that's why I think that Mikel Arteta has looked at that profile before. He wanted Vlahovic before Jesus, so he's aware of that as well. But I think right now, priority is sort your midfield out, sort your defense out. A profile like that, it's a one goal, one chance. Pardon?
I've watched Vlahovic since. I don't know. Would you?
No, but I think the profile of Vlahovic is he's more of a goal scorer than he is a link-up player, than he is a false 9.
He is.
So Arsenal have got 2 false 9s now, Trossard and Jesus. So we've got those profiles locked down, and those profiles are very useful. I think Pep sometimes like that as well. But when there is a Haaland available, you can see why Man City are like, okay, listen, Jesus, we like you, we like Sterling, like, get out of the club, but this is the guy we want. For Arsenal, we're going to look at that maybe in the year after that. Right now, it's about securing the defence, securing the midfield first, making sure your level is of a title charge, and then in terms of Champions League winning stuff in the future, you need like more of a bagsman striker. Arsenal will find someone. But who's in the market right now that you can go and sign that will guarantee you 20 goals?
Yeah. You know what, though? Again, you talk
Harry
about
Kane?
defense. Yeah. Hey.
If he goes to your lot, that'll be worse than much worse than Campbell.
He's a free transfer next season. You know what I mean?
worse.
We've seen this before.
He's got
I
United.
think the only team he joins in the summer is Man United.
Yeah.
What about Chelsea?
We can't afford anyone at the minute. So
It depends
you know,
because like managers and players have a connection, and Poch and Kane obviously they get on extremely well. But if anyone thinks Daniel Levy is going to sell the best player we've had in the Premier League since Gareth Bale, you are high. Unless he goes on a free to Chelsea. And if he goes on a free to Chelsea, they're going to have to pay an astronomical signing on fee and wages. They'll pay him up to 350, 400 grand a week. If he goes to Man United, it's the exact same situation to when Van Persie joined United. That Arsenal team was in a similar position we were a couple of years ago. He was carrying the whole team like Jordan, 96, 97, on his back, carrying the team. And right now, it was the same as Van Persie. I think United are one of the only teams to come in with a crazy bid in the summer anyway. They've shown it before, the amount of money they spent on Lukaku, Maguire, Pogba, Sancho. They've shown they're not afraid to go 70, 80, 90 million. But I don't think
this is the ultimate.
I think he'll sign a contract.
You wouldn't mind spending 80 million.
You think he'll sign a contract?
Yeah. I think he'll sign a contract with a release clause in it. He'll sign a contract with £120 million release clause.
How much the release clause be then?
120, 130. Have you seen what they've got outside the stadium at the moment for him? There's a massive.
No.
I know, like it's Spursy and it's cringeworthy and it's like proper embarrassing. They've got a massive painting outside. I'll see if I can get a link on Twitter and send it to you all. Of Harry Kane, and it's essentially saying Spurs record goal scorer. He's one of our own. And then there's a QR code. Let me get it. is there's a QR code in the bottom right corner where you can like take a picture and tag Harry Kane. Like they are doing everything they can
Yeah,
to
man.
show.
Respect the grind, man.
At the end of the
That's
day,
a graft.
if you sign,
They're
Yeah, you
grafting
got
for
to
Kane.
grind,
contract,
man.
if he signs a contract, you've got to question his ambition. Like I love the guy to bits, and all Tottenham fans do. But right now we're in turmoil. We haven't got a manager for the men's or women's team. Right, we've got £200 million worth of players out on loan. We've got no director of football. We're in the beyond the trenches. People talk about mud. We're in the quicksand. Like we are sinking like the Titanic. So why would Harry Kane, in your right mind, you're looking across going, right, who else is on my level? There's no one. Kulusevski this season's fall over. Bentancur's done his ACL. Romero juiced up flipping Marcus Rojo. I've been saying it for the last year. He's not the level of centre-back people think he is. A good centre-back does not go to ground in a box. People call him a Rolls Royce. A Rolls Royce is someone like Baresi or Maldini, Nesta, Cannavaro, Rio Ferdinand, players like that. Yeah. Romero is not that guy. He's just not.
Facts.
And if you're Harry Kane, why are you signing a new contract?
Yeah, he needs to fuck all that off, man. Stop the
Because of the
QR
Beyonce
code
concert,
business.
isn't it?
Like you might be
Beyonce's coming next week, by the way.
Beyonce's coming next week because of that.
But that's not enough. That's just not enough. Let me get this picture.
Fuad's Kadani's army says Pep undergoes story 40 million, Ake 15 million, Kanji, Diaz and Laporte Stones 175 million. Klopp clown used to fullback Charlton centre back Gomez, free agent Matip, academy Trent. Listen, man, we will talk about Man City in a bit as well. I'm gonna see if Henry brings that up as well. But
yeah, I've got it here.
Yeah, there we go. Let's see this here.
There's a little QR code. You see that?
Oh,
and there's there you go, Harry Kane. He's one of our own all-time record goal scorer. And there's a signature and whatever, some sort of.
Have you done it yet, Henry? Have you tagged him?
I won't even go in that stadium, let alone go down there. I mean, we're like, we can't even do anything like legit. We can't even protest. We can't. Yeah. We just, as a football club, we're just. There's no identity. There's no plan. There's no ethos. There's no style of play. Like, look at Newcastle, right? The new owners come in. They said, we want to win the league within 10 years. That's what they said. Admit it, they're ahead of schedule. When have you ever heard Levy come out and say, we want to do this, we want to do that? We're earning more. Do you know, if City win the treble this year, Tottenham have still profited more money this season.
Please.
Do you know how mad that is? You win all 3 cups, all the way through the Champions League, and we have still profited more money.
But I don't get it. How much do you get for the treble?
350.
350. So you've got
this year the Skywalk has profited £300 million, just the Skywalk alone. You've got to remember
the top of the stadium.
That is the number one outdoor tourist attraction in London now. That sells.
How much is that per person?
Sorry,
how much is that per person to go on there?
Like £25.
Oh,
I don't even want to go near the place, let alone get on top of it. Why?
You just climb up the stadium, right? That's it.
Yeah, you climb up the stadium, you walk over, you get a few pictures, you get a nice little view of London, right? Then you've got to think, we've got the NFL deal, we've got Formula 1 15-year deal now, we've got rugby, Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Guns N' Roses, but we've got nothing on the football pitch. That's what I'm saying.
You know what? Yeah, it's mad. You know, it's this owner uses Tottenham as basically
£1.1 million, Saeed, is what we're earning a match day. 1.1 million a match day. The second highest in the league is 750 grand, which is United.
Yeah, we make a lot of money.
Only PSG earn more than us on a match day now, and Levy's going to break that because have you been to the ground?
Yeah, I've been.
It's like a theme park. People come around all the time. Do you want
it's an American stadium
program?
It's a very American stadium. Yeah, it's a very good stadium.
Any of you not sell popcorn in your stadium? No,
that's Wembley, innit? That's what they do at Wembley.
No, we do as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's a disgrace, man. If you sell popcorn,
have you heard about what they're doing with the Formula 1 deal?
What
Have you heard about the Formula 1 thing? So in October, every time we're away, so which will be like every other weekend, something like that on average, they open up all the doors in the stadium, and they're building a go-kart track, and this is no word of a lie, the Formula 1 deal, and you can race your go-kart around the stadium, which is going to be £45 a time.
What?
It's printing money, Sadie. It's printing money. Like,
low-key, you got to respect it. Like, not as a like a football fan, but like on the business side of the guy, he's eating good.
He's the highest paid chairman in Europe now. We haven't won a trophy in 15 years, and he's just given himself a £500,000
You know what's mad though?
pay rise.
Enoch won't be able to go because he owns the stadium. So technically, you can never
No.
get Enoch out.
Do you know when we get bought out? Right? Yeah, you're right. When we get bought out, say we get bought out by an American, which is perfect because you've got the NFL there as well, and UFC London is coming, and WWE SummerSlam is coming as well. So we are going to be the number one tourist attraction in Europe, right? When
But the thing is, Henry, you need to do that. You know how Man City are doing that stadium next to them? You have to do that when you're winning. Then it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like Man City are building that complex next to it. It's called a co-op arena. Mate, it's massive. You could do that when you're winning, not when you're not winning. That's the problem.
Yeah, but Saeed, the biggest star we've ever seen in that stadium is Beyonce. What does that tell you? The football team is trash. And the season
technically he is winning. It's just not Spurs winning. Like,
yeah, if you're an
I think that's what it
accountant,
is.
this is what I try to tell Spurs fans, right? If you're an accountant, what do you want to do? You want to profit, right? Why would you want to win a League Cup and earn 250 grand? Why would you want an FA Cup when you win 2 mil? If you get top 4, you get 40 million. What's the incentive to win a trophy if you're an accountant?
Yeah, it's more sustainable that way as well, if you're thinking money-wise.
I get football's like a commercial, and nowadays the sad reality is it's all about revenue. It's all about spending money. It's a business, and we as football fans, we like to try not to pay too much attention to it because we want to enjoy the sport that we love. But Tottenham don't even try to pretend they care about the trophies. They don't even try to pretend they care about success. They're shameless about it. They're like, come do our skywalk, do our go-kart track, sing Halo and Single Ladies with Beyonce if you want, but don't come here if you want to see trophies because that's not what we do.
We're allergic to them.
We're Entertainment FC.
Yeah. We might as well be flipping an entertainment franchise now.
What's the latest with your manager then? So I've heard there's a new manager involved today. I have no clue who that guy is. I'm gonna try and bring him up on the screen here if there's anything.
Oh, what, Arne Slot?
Yeah, who is Arne Slot? Who's
so
he
he's
from?
Currently the manager of Feyenoord. He's just won the league title in the Eredivisie. In his first year, he was managing AZ at Kilmar, which is known as Alphabet FC. He managed them. He did quite well. He got him into the top 4. He then joined Feyenoord. In his first year, he got to the Conference League final where they lost to Roma. Then second season, which is this season, he's just won the league title with Feyenoord for the first time in God knows how long, 8-9 years. He got to the Europa quarterfinal as well. He is like, if you imagine Ten Hag from Wish.com, that's exactly what you're getting. He's similar. The only thing is with this manager is he's bonkers at times. If you need a goal, he will go to like a 2-8 formation. Like no other manager. Wow. He will go all hands to the pump. We're winning this game. He's 44 years of age. He fits the bill. He's been interviewed in the last couple of days. The talks are progressing. If we finish in the Conference League, which is looking likely, let's be real, I'd bring Arne Slot in and say, focus on that Conference League. We might get embarrassed by all these local fans, right, and all the rivals, but it's the trophy at the end of the day. West Ham are about to win a European trophy, and we haven't done anything in 15 years. You know what I'm saying? I'd bring him in. He plays a 3 at the back, 4 at the back. He presses. He does everything similar to Ten Hag. If you imagine the way he plays, possession-based, presses a lot, relies a lot on pace, like Rashford, Malacia, etc., Bruno. That's exactly what you're getting with Arne Slot. He's just a little bit more, I'd say Ten Hag's a bit more experienced. Like, what's he, like 52, 53, something like that?
Yeah, 52. Yeah, 53, yeah. I don't know, man. Huey, do you think that's good for them, or should they just gone for someone who kind of, more known? I don't know, man. I just look at Arne Slot. He's good, obviously, Feyenoord, Dutch League, but I don't know, man. Did they need someone that maybe knows the club a little bit, or is it just experiment, Tottenham?
No, I think they need to bring all their recruitment team together, do all the stats and analysis, and find someone who isn't known, find someone who'll come in and implement some sort of a project, get them that first trophy. Listen, swallow your pride. Go for the Conference League. Go for a Carabao Cup. Go for whatever you need to get yourself over the line. They've gone down the route. They've gone down that route, excuse me, of getting the big blockbuster name, your Mourinho's, your Conte, the guys, and it just doesn't end well. They need to reset mentality-wise, Tottenham. They need to reset and reevaluate what direction they want to go and what's the best way to keep the fans happy and get the club some success, because they're a big club, Tottenham Hotspur. They should demand success. They should demand to be competing at the very least. But right now, they don't look like competing. They have that bottle job genetics. So listen, I don't know anything about this. What Arnie Slot, is that his name? I'm not.
Yeah,
gonna
Arne
lie.
Slot. We've tried the big names, haven't we? And it hasn't worked. So why not try someone? You know,
Listen, I don't know anything about this guy, but if he is someone that your recruitment team and all those people can assess as someone who might be able to implement a project that is sustainable moving forward and take the club forward a couple of steps, which is what you need to do now, I'd say go for it. My opinion, if I was a Spurs fan, would be get in someone like that. Get in someone nobody knows about, give him a fresh crack, no pressure at it, build his own team, all that stuff, and see where it goes from there. Because if they go and bring in, say, I don't know, who's a big dog? A Simeone right now?
Luis Enrique's been linked as well.
Yeah,
He's
who's to say
definitely
that's
the one to get.
these big
Luis
personality
Enrique.
managers demand full control of everything. They demand full control of who comes in, who goes out, what way you play, this, that, the other. They don't want a circus around their club. They want full focus on the pitch, success demanded. Tottenham have proven they cannot give that to a top level manager right now. So what's to say it would be any different if they brought in a Simeone or another big dog manager from around, an Ancelotti, say if he leaves Real Madrid? Go reset, bring in someone young, unexperienced, unknown, and give him a fresh crack at the whip.
Yeah. Let's see what happens with that one, man. Big up to everybody who's locked in, man. There's nearly 900 of you in the chat. Make sure you follow in City Extra, who is part of City Extra now. So make sure you're following them. Babs, obviously, Mr. Worldwide. Make sure you're following him, and obviously Henry Wright TV as well, man. Make sure you're following him as well. But we got to talk about Pep Guardiola, man. There's people that are saying out there, Huey, that Premier League is becoming a farmers' league. Nobody can compete with Guardiola. What's your feeling now when you look at the Premier League now? Do you think you're going to dominate from now on? When you look at it and you're assessing everyone, who do you see a danger? Obviously, there's Liverpool that might come back and whatnot. Arsenal could improve next year. United, I think it's a bit too premature with the ownership, and we have to kind of build on that for a few years. Chelsea could happen, but again, gelling them all together will be something that you have to kind of assess. Where do you look at the Premier League for you, like in terms of domination wise?
Oh, it's mad because if you said to me 6 years ago you'll go on and win 5 out of the next 6, I would have said that's crazy because it's the Premier League, it's the most competitive league in the world. But here we are, and I just can't help but feel that whatever you guys think about our club and the way we do our business and all these charges, and that's fair enough. You want to joke about it, but we're not convicted of anything. But all I see at face value is year in, year out, this club, this institution being run at A-star level. From top to bottom, everything is done absolutely perfectly. And just when you think Man City have had a bit of a knock, a bit of a decline, they've lost someone important, an Aguero, a Silva, a Company, a Torre, a Zabaleta, one of these guys, and surely City are going to drop off. We go and find someone new. We go and find whether it's a new assistant manager, a new player, someone from the youth team, someone in the board. We seem to make every right decision. So my kind of thought process is, why can't this continue? I am of the belief that once Pep Guardiola leaves, there is going to be some sort of a decline, because I think it's near impossible to maintain the standards that Pep Guardiola has brought to this club, and he's implemented the ideologies and all that. There's going to be a decline, but I believe the club will get themselves back to where they need to be because the people pulling the strings are that good. But in terms of competition, I mean, I'm looking at most top 6 clubs and saying all of you have a chance. All of you definitely have a chance if you can do things right. I mean, Arsenal, as we've agreed, a couple signings, a couple tweaks here and there. They should be in the running for it. They should fancy themselves to have another go at it with that year of experience under their belt. United, you'll throw more money at it. Ten Hag, another full season, another transfer window. Who knows? Chelsea, they'll keep throwing money at it. And then obviously the big challengers who can possibly sustain it are Newcastle. We believe they're probably could be the next
Hopefully,
version.
this summer will be key in terms of what kind of players they get. If they just get, I'm not saying mid players, but players that don't really get them to the next level, then maybe again it's premature, for them to kind of have some sort of another big season. But I don't know, man. Babs, what are you saying? Obviously, just look at it just say to yourself, you know what, we want to go in for next season. What in terms of what you got to do differently? But is it just a case of Man City having an off season? Can anyone be so consistent to the point where they go in there and they beat Man City? Can that happen?
I don't see why not. Liverpool have done it before, right? They got to 99 to win the title, and they weren't investing that much money either. So it's all about recruitment. It's about signing the right profiles, right players, and not getting stuck in different formulas. Like certain teams, they'll get to a certain stage by doing the right things, and then once they get there, it's like, oh, we're changing now. We'll go and do something else. And if you can just stick by your principles like Liverpool did, you can win a title against Pep Guardiola. He's a fantastic elite manager. I think he's an all-time great personally. So it is difficult to always win against him, especially when he's got such a complete squad. But you got to believe in yourself to do that, because we don't want the Premier League to be like the Bundesliga. We've got, and also we spend too much money for it to be like that. You know, ultimately speaking, City and United, as an example, have spent similar amounts of money in the last 10 years. So it's not just about spending money, it's how you spend that money. So when I look at for my team, Arsenal, you know, this year, I'll give you a stat. We've actually won more points against the other 18 teams than City have. We've won more points. We've got 81 points or 82 points against the other teams. City have what? But the reason why City are above Arsenal is because they beat us twice. They got 6 points out of 6 against Arsenal. So next year for me, it's like, okay, can we beat City at the Emirates, or maybe get a point of their ground? And kind of
to be fair though, you didn't win. You didn't win the games leading up to City though as well.
But even if we win those games, we're still behind City.
No,
that's the crazy part. Yeah,
is that
if we beat Southampton and West Ham, we're still behind City on goal difference. And if we beat Brighton as well, we'd be above City, but they'd have a game in hand.
Okay.
So we'd have to have beaten Liverpool as well if we wanted to win a title, or at least beaten City.
Yeah, but you know what it is though. For me, I'm just gonna get a couple of super chats here as well, man. Pep's underdog. I think I've read this one here. Arsenal losing the league. Big up to SH says Arsenal losing the league isn't based on City being way better, but sadly Arsenal dropping games against poor sides like Southampton, West Ham, and dropping 2-0 lead versus Liverpool. They did contribute to it though. The downfall, because you were in a sustainable lead, so that did contribute.
No, we were. Yeah, but there's a reason behind why we bottled it. Bottle's just very easy to say, but why did Arsenal bottle it? Well, where did it go wrong? The squad depth's just not there, is it? Well, there's certain drop-offs, not just in terms of quality. Like, you look at Tierney, for example. Tierney's a very good left-back. He'll start for most teams. But he's not the profile of Zinchenko. So that's basically Arsenal saying this squad, not the team, the squad, isn't ready yet to win a title. It can fight for a title. They can't win a title. And if I told you guys at the start of the season that's the case, you wouldn't have been surprised, would you? I mean, if I even told you at the start of the season Arsenal would have fought for a title. Exactly. Opinions change of the team, though. But the squad, we know it's not ready. I've always said it. I always said it even in the Big Six when they were saying, Arsenal, could you win the league title? I said certain players need to stay fit. And one of those players got injured. And that was ultimately our glue. You can't forget that before Saliba, Zinchenko and Jesus, Arsenal were fighting fifth. These guys come in, they raise the level to Arsenal fighting for a title, top of the league. Actually, I think our first team, like the starting 11, has played 7 games this year. They've won all 7, comfortably as well. So it is what it is. We had to get very lucky to win a title when you're up against a Man City team that have done it for 5-6 years, that have got a Guardiola project in place. They've got squad depth. And I'm not saying they're perfect either. But they've got
I think it's the mentality as well. The mentality.
They've got a profile. They've got a
profile.
No, I can put it down to squad depth because ultimately speaking, if we have Saliba fit.
We don't have this.
No, you don't, but you have the right profiles. That's what I'm saying to you. It's not about just having a deep squad.
We had January though.
But also, how do you build that mentality? You just have it out of nowhere, right? These players that you have mentality-wise have been there and done it. That's what I'm saying to you. It's 5-6 years.
Just on the squad depth thing. Just on the squad depth thing, right? They've only Lazio have used less players than Man City all season. They've used the second least amount of players in the top 5 leagues. So the squad depth thing, like, yeah, they can bring on Foden and they can bring on, Mahrez. But if you look at everyone else on that bench, they've got 2 academy kids, a goalkeeper. Like, who else have they got on the bench that they can bring on?
You know what? Who's Man City's glue? Okay. Who's Man City's glue?
These Arsenal fans are saying things like
their glue.
Rodri's their glue, right? Rodri's their glue. Who's Arsenal's glue?
Partey.
No,
it was Thomas Partey 2 months ago.
No, it's Saliba.
Saliba's our glue. No, don't do this. Partey was part of the glue as well.
Partey's not our glue. Partey don't even start right now. He's not our glue. Partey's not our glue. Partey was important. Partey was important. Partey's not our glue. No, he was. He's not our glue.
You were telling me I'll tell you the end of the league.
No, I said he's better than Casemiro. I didn't say the best than you. I always thought Rodri's the best. I even did a combined 11. How about this? I did a combined 11 of City and Arsenal, put Rodri over Partey. So now you're waffling. Hey, go on my TikTok. Go on my TikTok, bro. Go on by Salty and Slow Force TikTok. You'll find it there. City Arsenal come out. I put Rodri over Partey. So I don't know what you're making lies up there.
What do you need?
I've got the receipts to prove that.
What do you need in the summer to go and win the league title?
What we need in the summer is now to have the right profiles as well as the players. We've got a lot of players, but not the right profiles. So you've got left back Zinchenko. He's helped Arsenal fight for a title. You throw in Tierney, different profiles, they're different types of players. So get the right type of player to back him up. Likewise in midfield, likewise a centre back, and therefore the drop off won't be as big. We've got how many rotational options do Arsenal have? Like, for example, Guardiola can go and say, right, this game, Grealish ain't starting. 1 second.
I mean, that's down to your manager, though. He kept playing
In
the
what
same
way?
players every week.
Yeah, because who does he have? Does he have Foden, Morez, and
No, this is not about that.
he doesn't, right? That's why.
No, but
So
there's
it's not
no depth,
just
though.
down to the
There's no
manager.
depth.
It's down to the squad
Okay,
right
okay,
now,
hold
not
on.
being
Let
at
me
the
hold you
stage
on.
of Man City squad. Do you believe? Answer this question. Do you believe the Arsenal squad right now, the Arsenal squad, whoever we have, is at Man City's level?
No, I'm not. No, that wasn't the
No,
question.
answer that question.
Well,
Do you believe yes or no?
I know that already.
So
But
there you go. That's your
consensus
answer.
is You were ahead of us in Man City, right?
We were.
You were ahead of them, right? Yeah. The
With our
feeling
first
for me,
team.
though, when Saka was out of form, what did Arteta do? He played him out of form. Who's that?
Because
down
who
to
does
the
he have?
manager?
Who does he have behind him?
Bro, Trossard is there. Trossard's
Trossard's
there.
not a right winger though, my friend. What are you waffling about?
No, but
He's not a
obviously
right
the
winger.
system-
You're
No,
not just
hold on
going
a
for a
minute.
left winger at right wing.
I'm not-
You don't for a
listen,
great.
I'm not saying
Imagine
that. I'm not
Grealish
saying
going
that.
on the right hand side. Does this just happen?
Okay. So if it's not working, then do you keep that
Yes.
same player there then?
No, my
Yeah.
point is if we no, obviously not. But if we don't have any options there, and the player that we have behind him is Reece Nelson,
Jesus can
you have
play
no
right wing.
choice.
Let
It's like
me ask you
I'll give you. It's like Liverpool, right? Liverpool when they won the title, they had Mo Salah there. If Mo Salah had a drop off, who would they throw in?
They're playing Jota. They've got
On the
who
right
else
hand
they've
side.
He
On
did
the
well.
right hand
There's
side.
no one who can play on the right hand side.
That's the whole point.
talking about the right-hand
That's the whole
side.
point.
No, but I get it. You could
No,
change.
you
the
mentioned
system, you
Saka.
could
That's
change
what.
it.
That's why we said back and right hand
Do you not
side.
think he could have changed the system to
Oh, no, you're
accommodate
right.
players like Trossard? Well, you don't
There
go
is-
and win player of the month. You don't win player of the month and then not get in the 11 the next week. What for me is, do you, two questions, but kind of split into one. What would you rate your season collectively, domestically, throughout the league and the cups out of 10 is the first thing. And do you put any accountability on the manager at any point in terms of the things that Saeed said, not, taking Saka off, not necessarily some of the substitutions at times you think, like at Anfield, you brought on, who's the centre back you brought on?
Kivior.
Kivior, right?
Kivior. He's been decent to be
Yeah,
fair.
he's been decent, and he probably will be a good player. I mean, Arsenal under Arteta haven't got that many signings wrong. But do you put any accountability on the manager for some of them? Not necessarily giving, pulling off Saka. The fact that you drew to bottom of the league Southampton, then you lost to bottom of the league Everton. How much accountability do you put on the manager, and what would you kind of give the season out of 10?
The way I put it onto the manager is his system isn't adaptable. But there's a reason behind that, right? Arsenal to beat Man City need to be perfect because Man City's system is perfect, and so when you don't have
How do we
perfect,
beat Man City every time at home? Then
no, because you play a different style of football.
But how do we
You
beat
play
City?
You play an underdog style of football. We're trying to beat Man City by playing like Man City. We're not trying to beat Man City by parking the bus, counter-attacking.
You know what, Babs? Yeah, Babs. This is what you did to me on Lad Bible. Yeah, you
Which
made
was?
a couple of nice words and you made it into a point, and everyone just got wound up about it. Like
in
bottom
what
line,
way?
bottom line.
Wait, are you not getting what I'm saying? Try to make it simpler for you.
He's picked up the goalpost and gone, I'm going to put these over here because I don't like
Okay,
the
so
fact
what do you want me to say? Like, what do you want me to say? What's the question you're actually asking?
It's not been good enough, but I think there's a lot of copium going on. There's a lot of excuses.
No, okay,
There's a
cool.
lot
What's the
of
question?
violence.
Though? Is it about Arteta or is it about the team?
No, but you're on about squad depth all the time. There's been players there to
No,
replace.
I'm
certain
about
players.
that's
There's been
in
changes
my opinion the key reason to why Arsenal have not won a title is because in certain areas the squad depth isn't at the level of Man City's. That's why. Why is that hard to understand? It's like if Liverpool lost Virgil van Dijk. Do you think they won a title? No.
No, but I don't think it's.
You were at our level. You were at our level for 95%
We
of the
were
season.
exactly. That's the point. What's the
the
5%? What's the 5% missing? The squad depth.
It's
Bro,
not
but
depth.
it's still
man.
95%.
It's not
no.
depth. It's not depth. So what is it then? Okay, Huey, what do you believe it is?
I think a lot of it goes down to Mikel Arteta and his inability to change things up and adapt to adversities that come his way. I mean, with Pep Guardiola, it's not a case of we look at the right wing and go, we need depth for there, and centre half, we need depth for there. Pep actually doesn't give a fuck where you play. As long as you're really technically football and you've got a really good footballing IQ, he'll go, you're not just my right winger or my centre half, the way maybe Jack Grealish is specifically left wing, Mahrez specifically right wing. Everybody else in the squad, Pep believes they can play every role in the pitch if needs be. He was asked in a press conference recently, they were like, Phil Foden's not getting in the left wing, and you're not going to play in midfield either. What are you going to do with him? Pep goes, might play him centre half. In a press conference, he says that. And the scary part is, there's every possibility he does that someday, because Pep doesn't care. If he believes you have the brain and the technical ability to play in his team, he'll do whatever he thinks he needs to do to come over a problem. Whereas you're fixated on, Trossard can't play in the right wing, Martinelli can't play false nine, this guy can't play there. Why not?
Look at Stones. Stones is playing in midfield.
Stones is running
where's
through
Ben
the
White
midfield.
playing? Where's
Stones is
Zinchenko
running
playing?
through the midfield like a prime Champions League winning midfielder. He's cutting through Real Madrid's Modric, Cruz.
Where's Zinchenko playing for Arsenal?
Well,
Is he not
everywhere at the
playing in
moment,
midfield?
left wing, right wing at times.
Is he not playing? So I think you guys are okay. So cool. So now okay. Let me ask you the simple question now, Huey. How many would you say top players the Man City have? Is it what 15, 14? How many do you believe have?
About 14.
14. How many do you believe Arsenal have?
I think for the most part of the season, I think they had a lot.
So how many? How many?
I don't know.
8, 9.
8, 9.
8, 9, yeah.
8, 9. So we're talking probably a 5-6 margin of player where Pep has, where you can maybe chop and change, rotate, I should say, and also don't quite have that quality yet. That's all I'm saying. I don't believe we don't have that. We don't have those 15 players yet. That just, for example, if Saka's out of form, you go and throw in a Foden. You go and throw it. Like, we don't have that just
You
yet.
know when Liverpool won the league?
Yes,
Who were
got
they
very
bringing
lucky.
off the bench?
That's what they
Chamberlain?
got. That no, that they got very lucky in the sense of they avoided
Theory.
key injuries like that. They didn't lose Van Dijk. Van Dijk was fit. But also
just in general, like, who was on their bench? Keita,
they had
Chamberlain.
Keita, Chamberlain, Origi. So Jurgen Klopp, by the way, like he's an amazing manager,
got a better
all-time
bench.
great manager. Pardon? Arsenal bench now,
Exactly,
Liverpool
you've got
1920. I don't know. Can you get it up?
Bro, come
I
on,
don't-
man.
I don't know
You're
what the
better
I don't know
bench,
what their bench was in
man.
1920, so I can't really get because they had
Adrian, Origi.
Origi. Let me just get through the
Origi.
super chat then. Is it realistic to win the Premier League without super wealth? Obviously, it helps. You know what I mean? So definitely, my friend. Big up to the Campbell Lyle. Appreciate the super chat. Goes, can City beat a Premier League All-Star team in a best of 7? What you guys think? City versus the league's best. I think they can win a few games. That would be crazy to happen, like a best of 7. I don't know. I don't think our brains could compute that. I don't know, man. I wouldn't want to face a team 7
So
times.
on that the previous
Best of
super
7.
chat, on that previous
NBA.
super chat, is it realistic to win a Premier League without super wealth? Well, how did Leicester do it?
once in
Yeah,
how
well,
many
yeah,
years?
true.
So that's not
Yeah,
really
that's what I'm
realistic.
saying.
It's just a one-off, isn't it?
That's not really. That's what I'm saying. It's not really
Realistic
yeah.
is that
But they
it's
still
possible.
did it like
No,
they
it's
still-
possible.
That
It's
season,
not impossible.
the season when Conte won the league under Chelsea, he signed 2 or 3
But
players.
no. But don't forget, the year before that, they finished 10th. They won a title, so he had title-winning players.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at the signing. Who did he bring in? Danny Drinkwater, who was fucking awful.
No, that was the year after.
Was it the year after?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
They signed.
He
They
brought-
signed.
he
I
brought in,
believe David Luiz. There was a few players that signed.
Did he bring in
Kante?
Alonso, or was he
They signed
already there?
Kante. Don't forget that they signed Kante. And he won the league
Not
player of the year
David
that year.
Luiz. Not David Luiz.
Marcus Alonso, David Luiz. No, I'm pretty sure he signed David Luiz. No, is it David Luiz? I'm pretty sure he did. But Kante for sure. Marcus Alonso, and there was someone else. And Pedro, I believe, or Pedro was signed before. I'm not sure.
Sima says here, huge credit to Bergestein, their sporting director, and Soriano, I think, as well. Guys, big up to Anthony says, guys, let's be honest, we came from a long way. And big up to Asna says, ability over nonsense mentality, get real. Also, we've got Bizarre says Diaz, Harvey, Oxlade were playing as right wing for us as well. Again, another point I was making before. City Buy says, Babs, that's lazy analysis, bro. Come on,
Where's the
bro.
Z come
Dude,
from, by the way? It's
Hey?
S. Where's the Z? It's Bavs.
Yeah,
It's
I
Babs.
don't know. Babs,
Everyone
man.
says
It's like
Z nowadays, bro.
MSN days, isn't it?
What's his-
MSN days, man.
What's this Z, bro?
Memphis Depay, big up to you guys. Can Eric Ten Hag play Weghorst as a camp, Dalot at left back when needed? It's not all about. It's about not trying at all. Nelson can play right wing. Exactly. That's another point as well. Nelson. I know I said Trossard, but Nelson's an option as well, isn't it?
Yeah, he can. But is he Foden?
What about say Smith Rowe? This guy was tipped to become a
Yes,
proper
Smith
fraud.
Rowe.
Croydon De Bruyne, they were calling him.
Yeah.
Crowder
Yeah,
De Bruyne.
why wasn't he given a proper run or given a different position? You know, when you needed something new, why couldn't you bring him on? The manager was afraid. A manager, if you want to win over a 38-game campaign in multiple competitions, you have to be fearless and make decisions that you back that maybe don't seem, orthodox, but you're willing to do them. Pep's done it. Fabian Delph, left back, John Stones, centre mid, Bernardo Silva, midfield, right wing, false 9, Kevin De Bruyne. You have to be fearless, and Arteta wasn't. He was afraid to move and be
No, he
rigid
was.
from a-
You're right. He had fear because he realized your guy's quality, and he realized that if he throws Smith Rowe in, and it's all great at hindsight saying throwing Smith Rowe in, he throws him in, and we lose that game. Everyone's going, well, why'd you throw Smith Rowe in? That's what the fans will do, right? Why'd you throw Smith Rowe in? He wasn't ready. If you throw Nelson in right wing of a Saka, And everyone goes, yeah, throw him in now. And he don't play well, and we lose that game. Everyone goes, why'd you throw Saka in? Why'd you throw Nelson in?
Yeah, but what you do
So
is,
it's all. The point is, you can be fearless, but in this season specifically, what Pep has the advantage of Arteta is that the players that he's throwing in fearlessly have been there and done that. I.e., Phil Foden, i.e., Jack Grealish, i.e., these players have won titles before. So it's not like he doesn't trust these guys. The likes of Smith Rowe, the reason why they don't have the trust of Arteta to win a title is because they've not done it before. Most of the players haven't won a title.
Yeah, that's
so,
true.
So how do you get to be fearless then? By trying things and making
what you
mistakes.
do-
The
of course.
fans would accept that the manager is trying new things in the pursuit of success.
No,
and
they won't.
understanding
No,
that you need to
no, they
protect the
won't.
squad.
Don't lie to me about that. No, don't give me that.
maybe
Because if
true,
the fans
maybe.
will accept, they won't accept losses, bro. I'll be honest. If we threw in Smith Rowe and we lost the game, but he did well, or he tried something new, they'll go, "Why'd you try something new?" Fans want wins. They don't want no trials and errors.
You're talking about a problem that hasn't happened. What if you win the game?
Jurgen Klopp has
No,
done
I'm not
that.
saying,
Jurgen
but-
Klopp has done it.
Jurgen Klopp has
was
done it, and that's why
really-
Jurgen Klopp's an elite world-class manager. Mikel Arteta needs to be that.
Haven't
soon
they
enough.
named the Labrador win? The new
Yeah,
Labrador.
that's, I couldn't believe that personally. I don't know. So they've got a Labrador.
a Labrador
yeah,
for the training ground now or something
yeah,
like that.
chasing around basically. Cool win. Hey, listen, Ted Lasso, we're doing something different.
I'm gonna read a couple of super chats here. There's over 1,000 people in here, by the way. Love to everyone who's watching. Like I said, man, make sure you like the video. We should be on at least 500 likes. Let's get to 500 likes, people. And like I said, man, make sure you follow in City Extra, Henry Wright TV, and Badman's also. The best at 91 says City had 5 world-class centre back. Arsenal maybe have 1. We're gonna talk about that one. Saeed, class. What did United couldn't do in 10 years? Compete. I don't know what you mean there, man. What did he say
I think he
there?
means Arsenal fought for a title what you couldn't do in 10 years.
Oh, okay, my bad. But what did you win? Okay, say no more.
He said compete. He didn't say win. I'm just using his
Man,
words.
listen,
Anyway,
anyway, I don't want to compete. I want to win. I want to win it, man. AJ says here, Pep Guardiola says, if Arsenal had kept their rhythm, we couldn't have caught them. He's hinting at bottling. Wow. When did he say this, by the way?
No, I think
That's
what
mad.
he's saying. No, he's not doing that. He said at a mid-season in January, he said Arsenal's rhythm is to get 100 points. And what he was saying, because in the first half of the season, Arsenal got 50 points. So with that rhythm, if Arsenal replicated that, they would have got 100 points. That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
So what he means by Arsenal not keeping their rhythm is because we've lost our rhythm. We've started losing games. That's what it is. You lose one game, it starts spiraling out of control.
So would you say
Let's-
next season the aim is to win the title?
Yes, 100%.
If he doesn't win the title, would you sack him?
Mikel Arteta.
Yeah, because that'll be.
It depends on the context of
what,
why
5 years
Arsenal don't win a
into-
title. So, say for example, we challenge Man City like this year, and we're clear, and we bottle it again. They have to ask questions about his future. But if we fight for a title a different way, where we're behind Man City and catch them up and close the gap, then it's all about context of the season. That's what it is.
If they don't make top 4 next season, he definitely needs to get
Oh yeah,
sacked.
of course, but he will make top 4 next season comfortably.
Okay. Let's talk about Saliba, because obviously there's issues about his contract. Arsenal in talks to renew release Saliba amid interest from elsewhere. The defender's contract expires at the end of next season. I feel like this story is only obviously it's making headlines because he's not been playing. I think had he been playing, I reckon not many people would be stressing over his contract. Because he's not been around, I feel like people are stressing about his contract issue. But bro, listen, man, if you don't sign it at least by I reckon end of the year, then I would very, very, very much be kind of concerned about maybe losing him on a free in the summer, especially if Arsenal are not having a great start to the season. You know what I mean? So you've signed Ramsdale, Babs. Obviously, Saka's going to sign as well, I believe. This one here for me though is the one you need to sign. I know Saka is a quality player, Ramsdale again, but Saliba, man, people are saying obviously he could be world class soon. You know what I mean? He might be world class now. A lot of people are saying, but what do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that we need to sign him to a new contract, and I'm pretty sure it's done as well. I mean, they're in talks about it, but I think what it is the Saliba's agent can now use Arsenal's recent fall off and go, look, with him in the team, you were top. Without him, you're second. Pay him the money. This is your glue. Pay him that sort of money. Saka's on, I know people say 300. It's not 300. I think it's like 250 with add-ons or something like that. So Saliba will go, listen, I think I'm just as important as Saka is. So give me that sort of money. So this ain't about the player not wanting to stay. He said it multiple times, I'm happy in London and all that type of stuff. It's just the money he wants. So I think they'll come to an agreement soon enough. And I probably believe by the start of next season, Saliba will have a new contract.
Yeah. I personally, for me, I think he'll stay only because I feel like for me right now, I don't know. I don't think any other club is in for him right now. I don't know Real Madrid what they like anymore. Do they want to kind of go rebuild as well after the kind of loss to the thingy? I don't know. Would anyone, Henry, do you think anyone would be in for Saliba?
I think if he was to go to anyone, it'd be one of the Spanish clubs. I don't think he'd leave for another Premier League club. I think somewhere like Barca, Madrid, somewhere like that. And there's also a lot of talk on Laporte as well. You know, where could he go? So like,
Oh yeah.
I can't see. I think Saliba will stay on Laporte though. If he's available, most teams across Europe should be looking at that guy and hang on. Like,
How old is he by the way now, Laporte?
28,
28,
28.
27.
Is
We
that
will
right?
let him go at a low price as well. I'd say you could come and get him for 40 million.
If
You
we
gotta
had
fight
any
as well.
brains, I don't know if he would want to join a team that don't win anything. But if we had any
29
brains,
in,
we should be snapping
days.
him up.
I know he has a desire to go back and play in Spain. He wants
Yeah,
to
I
play
think
in
he'll
the
go
league.
Barca or Atletico.
Barca.
Yeah, I
It
can
looks
see
like a
that.
Barca signing.
But yeah, it looks like a Barca signing, man. Like get him on a decent. But I think there's going to be a lot of action in this summer. You know, like in terms of Gundogan. Obviously, we don't know what's going on with him, but you know, you've got so many teams that are going to be flirting with each other, like just in terms of buying players. I think it's going to be a crazy transfer window, man. You know, like any sign that you think, oh, he's
gonna be
probably going to
crazy.
stay here. Like I'm looking at even like certain sides, like obviously Basuma's only just come to Tottenham. But if he's not feeling what the project anymore, he might want to dip. You got Caicedo, McAllister. Everyone's going to be buying the same players as well. I don't think anybody is going to go and buy their own signing, like Ugarte, all of these kind of top midfielders now that are coming around. Everyone's going to go in for the same players. It's going to be a mad summer window, man. Like
It's going to be a dogfight trying to get Maddison. Everyone, if they go down, I think Newcastle, Tottenham, maybe even other clubs in the league. I think he will join.
I would want him. I want him.
We're in
Even
for him.
Barnes as
I know for
well.
a fact we are in for him. We've expressed interest already as well.
Shit, man, that's mad.
Apparently,
Man
there's
City
some
just
sort of
had
clause
Maddison
if
on the
if he
bench
goes
or
down,
whatever.
you can snap him up for like 40 million or something like that if he goes down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
easy. And they're in financial trouble, Leicester. So
There's
they
also
need it.
Tielemans as well, free agent.
Nah, man, nah. He's done.
Seriously?
I mean, I'll take him because we don't have.
What of your midfield side as well? You're saying you got Fred
Nah,
McTominay
because
starting
you know
for
what
you
it is
guys.
though. Yeah, but I get it. This is the problem, Baz. We've had that midfield. I want considerably better. He
who's that?
comes in. I want for me. You're looking at Caicedo. You're looking at Madison. Now you're seeing. I want Paulinho. Paulinho is an absolute demon in there. There's so
I
much
hope
De
you get.
Jong. I don't know.
I hope you get
I want to go
Paulinho.
back.
I really
and
hope you get
De Jong.
Paulinho.
And you should about
I
Rabiot.
really
Teddy.
hope you get
Link with him.
Paulinho.
Rabiot.
Because he's not what you need, by the way. I really hope you get him.
Man,
though.
Rabiot, man.
He'd
He's
be
a basic
perfect at
midfielder,
Spurs
man.
because we don't have a number 6. He'd be perfect for
Paulinho?
us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Nah, he wouldn't. I mean, it depends how you want to play. Paulinho is not a possession 6. He isn't. He is a
No, but we
breaking,
need someone who can
breaking up
sweep
play.
up.
Breaking.
No,
yeah,
but
he's not
but
possession
if Arne Slot will, I'm pretty sure he's a possession-based manager. He wants to
Yeah,
have
he
a
is,
player that
yeah.
can break it up and also play out of the back. Paulinho has not got that
Yeah.
same ability to play out.
Yeah. AJ, I said, quick question to all the guys. Big up AJ, man. One sign in your club looks like signing, and one player you would like to sign realistic. For us, obviously, it looks like it's going to be Harry Kane, and one
Looks
player
like.
you would like.
What's happening?
Well, I don't know, man.
Can
I
you
think
afford
it's
him
the
right now with
manager.
your whole transfer?
Bro,
Was it
right
FFP?
now it's looking peak. I don't know if you see David Ornstein's video or report today, yeah, but he said that United need to basically to sell to buy. You know what I mean? Right now with the ownership situation, it might not be done to the summer, and by then
Jeez.
to get everything going, yeah, man, it's serious, man. Now I think it's if you're a United fan right now, you'd be looking at that summer thinking, "Boy, Ten Hag's got his work."
You got to be listening to offers for Sancho. If someone's interested, he could easily generate money to buy a
I'm
player.
ready.
How
I'm
much
ready for
is
that
how much is
conversation.
going for though?
His wages, man. No one's
His
paying
weight
his
exactly
wages.
that. His
Wages, man. I'm ready for that
And he'll
conversation.
sit in that, man. He'll sit in that. He'll sit in his apartment in Manchester collecting 350 racks a week. Absolutely no problem. I would too.
Yeah, we just got rid of Jones just today, so that's going to take a while for Sancho.
That took you 8 years to get rid of him?
Yeah, 8 years, man. You know what I mean? It's just that feeling. You know what it is, though? I think the only realistic reason Sancho leaves is he goes back on loan to Dortmund. And then they find out some kind of way of bringing him back in terms of a pay now, like a Klarna. You know how you do this little Klarna? Now, they'll play through Klarna, they'll do something,
But don't
because
forget,
Sancho
you have to
right now-
also you have to renew Rashford's contract as well. Thankfully, you've got
Yeah.
the hair sorted out. So
No, not really. I'm not really thankful, but yeah, go
I know
on.
you're not. That's what I'm saying. Thankfully, you've got the hair sorted out. So you
Yeah.
got your number 1 Golden Glove winner. You're sort of the
Who
goal.
do you think's sellable in this United team, man? How much could we get from if we're just looking at this team right now and you're saying we need to sell to buy? Who's worth what? So okay, Maguire. How much is Maguire worth? And guys, don't be banned or just say
How long is
in terms of
contract?
English.
50 million. 50 million.
How long's his contract?
He's got, I think it's on 2026, I believe he's got to. So
Yeah,
he's got about
30, 40, 50 million, anywhere in there.
Yeah,
40
30,
million.
40.
Nah,
I'd say
30,
max
30.
of 50 because you still see when he plays for England. He's still got. He
It's not
can still
50,
play.
man.
and-
Guys, come on, man. It's not 50.
No, the reason
You
why
would've
it's
sold him
30,
80.
40, right? The reason why it's 30, 40 is
30,
because he don't start for you guys. So any club wants to buy him and go, look, he's not a starter for you guys. So we ain't
Yeah.
buying your first teammate. We're buying a player who sits on the bench for you guys.
But there's England international premium, man. They'll slap a premium on his head and say he's an England
I
international.
don't know who to buy him then.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I don't know.
Okay,
How
okay.
much are they willing to sell him for?
Yeah. Okay, let's say 30, yeah? Okay, next one we're probably going to sell is, I reckon Wan-Bissaka could go, I think he wants to play regular football. I think Dalot will probably be the number one right back, and we'll probably buy one in the right back for Bayer Leverkusen. Wan-Bissaka, how much do you reckon you get for him?
30 mil.
30 mil.
30 million. Okay, that's 60 million. Okay, now we're looking at, I reckon, midfield-wise, Fred, if you sell him.
30 mil.
Yeah, 30 mil.
No, not a chance. Not a
Not a
chance.
chance.
30 mil.
Yeah,
Jack has
it's
got
10
15, mate. You think he's worth 30 mil?
I
In
think
what
it's 10
world?
million.
United will sign for 30 mil. He ain't worth 30 mil.
Fred has not been the worst player at Man United this season.
He's not, but he's not worth 30
No,
mil.
he's not. But I'm saying that word for me wouldn't work. I'd say 10 million max.
It's
So
not
that's
necessarily
70
what
million,
he's
yeah.
worth. It's what someone's willing to pay. And I think teams
How-
will pay
exactly.
30 million for
Yeah.
Fred.
How old is he as
Yeah,
well?
but
Only
he's
the
70.
Italian clubs will buy him.
He's
Like
30
Juve,
years
someone
old.
like that.
He'll probably go like a loan with the option to buy. I don't see anyone signing him.
Yeah, 10 million. I say 10 million. So that's 70 million. McTominay, I think for me, we could get 30 out of McTominay. I genuinely do. I think he's 26. Them sort of
Who's
clubs.
after
I think Newcastle's after him. Newcastle.
Okay.
Why would Newcastle get McTominay?
Yeah, man.
Because
see the potential,
sometimes it's long term, plan. When the manager likes him, Eddie Howe likes McTominay. And I feel like for me,
Why though? Like, why?
I don't know. They've got a long term interest in McTominay. I don't know what it is, but they've had a long term interest in McTominay. I reckon you can get about 30 million for him. So that's 100 million right there. Donny van der Beek, I don't think you can get much for him, to be honest with you.
15,
Yeah,
20.
It'll be a loan again.
It'll be a loan.
Most
so I'm
of
gonna
your
say more
departures
money.
will be loans. I tell you what, even like players like Maguire will be loans.
If we get Slot in,
Yeah.
I'd take Donny van der Beek.
Well, there you go. Listen,
I'd take him in because
man.
he'd play the system. If you put him
You
next
need
to Benton
PMP,
Core,
man. In this league, you need PMP, man. You need a mixture of technical ability and PMP.
him, Basuma, and Benton Core are constantly rotating. If we play a two,
Martial.
Is he
how long's
fit?
left on his contract?
I don't know.
Hey,
How
he's
long's
got
left?
about. You know what? I think he's got about 2 years left of his contract. 2 years.
No, also,
He's
we're not
ending
forgetting
in
this, bro.
20.
All of these guys he's mentioned are fat contracts. Like really, really big contracts. 100+ K a
Big
week.
up Premier
So you're not
League.
just signing these players, you're actually getting the wages as well. So whoever wants to sign these players, like let's say you're a smaller team trying to sign Fred, you can't afford his wages. You can't.
Yeah. Martial's on 250, I think. 200,
Oh,
250.
250 grand a week.
And
Yeah,
these
man.
brothers, they
He's
talk
more
about
Harry
money
Kane.
to spend.
And you lot say, why you glazes out? You lot say, oh, you've been
Hang on,
getting all the
can we
money.
just-
This
can
is
we
why
just take that
glazes
in?
out, man.
He's paid more than any player on our wage bill. More than Bentoncourt, Kulu, Romero, Kane, Son. Like, that's criminal. Who put him on 250 grand a week?
Woodward.
And
Yeah,
Sancho, what is Jesus Christ?
The Sancho one.
The Hayes, what's the hair going to be on now? Is he like a decrease?
The Hayes right now is about 300 and something, but obviously he'll be on probably half that.
God.
Be 180 probably.
Yes.
Who's,
Brothers, how do you spend this sort of money and then ask why you're behind City? Like,
But that's what I'm saying to you. This is why I'm saying this is why fans have had enough. You spent the money, but you haven't spent it wisely, and that's why we've had enough now. And we need structure.
But surely just
We
in a shorter term, invest in just some good recruitment people. Just to at least
That's
help
it.
you
Look
spend
Brighton.
reasonable money.
Brighton's recruitment's elite.
Thank you. Invest in Brighton's academy. But the problem is, though, we could have got Caicedo for 5 million. You know
Yeah, I
that.
remember that.
I think Ralph Rangnick got told no. Alvarez, people
yeah.
will tell you Man City wanted him first. We were after him first, and then Man City came in, done the deal at 14
Even
million.
Haaland as well, no?
Haaland, 4 million. Is it Enzo Fernandez? What's he called? What is that? River play. Ralph Rangnick was scouting him and said, listen, go and buy this player. They said to him, we haven't got money. There's so many players that Man United have actually had or actually wanted, but then they haven't got it. And that comes to good recruitment, it comes to personnel, and it comes to what Soriano says. Everyone's had money, but you have to spend it wisely. You know?
Well, this is the thing. This is the thing. I think it was on one of the streams. Every single player in our squad, you could all afford, no problem. You could all afford absolutely no problem. It's about recruitment. I mean, the only one that costed kind of crazy money was Jack Grealish. The rest of them, all of you could pay for.
No,
Absolutely
Haaland.
no
sorry. Haaland is not affordable. I don't know what you paid to his dad and his uncle and his auntie.
Well,
There's potentially some
51
dodgy
million.
stuff going on back there.
No, listen, that's not 51 mil. No chance. No chance in hell that's 51
I'm
mil.
just relaying the information that we get told.
Yeah,
publicly. 51
that's fair
million
enough.
for
That's fair enough.
Everyone go around and then obviously I said my one there.
Okay.
Huey, one signing your club looks like signing and one play realistic.
Don't sleep on Jude Bellingham just yet.
Oh, this guy's
Oh.
still doing this.
Hey, Jude.
There's no. We're not saying hello to him just yet, but we just know he's there. You know what I mean? His phone number's there, kind of thing. We're not saying hello just yet. I know we are very interested in Josko Vardiol as kind of a Laporte replacement from Leipzig. So that's kind of. I know also Kovacic. We're heavy. See,
Is he coming out for you guys as well?
Yeah.
You cut off a little bit. What did you
Your
say?
Wi-Fi's moving like Dyer.
oh, is it? Yeah.
The last bit you
Hear me
did
now?
there. Yeah. The last bit I didn't hear the last bit.
Oh, Kovacic. We're pushing Kovacic.
Okay, fair enough. Arsenal and Bavs.
Well, the one that's we're chasing right now is Rice, so I'd put that as the first one. And then I know they want Caicedo as well, so I'm going to put Rice and Caicedo.
Who would you take? If you could only sign one out of those two, who would you sign?
Declan Rice.
What? Caicedo's a baller, man.
No, he
You know
is.
what I think they're going to do? I think if they win the Conference League, they're going to try and pin him down to a monstrous
Yes.
contract in the summer.
Yes.
Like I'm talking, they'll break their wage bill if it means signing him, because it will be
Yes.
if they pin him down to 3, 4, 5 year deal, no chance he's leaving.
Yeah,
And
no,
if he
100%.
wins the Conference League with West Ham, gets them into the Europa League, like West Ham will go and spend money again. They've got a new Czech billionaire who owns like 23% of the club. He's pumping money in. That's why they spent 200 million in the summer. Who would I sign? We linked with Maddison, but I just don't think it'll happen. But I'd love Maddison. It reminded me of Aaron Eriksson back. Someone who could actually give the ball to Kane, so he hasn't got to, play like a quarterback. But for me, the number one signing should be a defender. I'd love Laporte at Tottenham. He would be. He's everything we need. Good on the ball, left-sided centre back.
And you compliment Romero as well. I think for me,
He'd actually
someone
have
that
the
can
mentality
compliment.
to say, look, because good defenders don't run out of their defensive line and constantly he's charging. But I'm not saying Romero's like fantastic and everything. But when you look across and you've got Dyer, Longley, Sanchez, you're not blessed with confidence. And if you've got someone like Laporte there, who's got that the vocal voice, who can actually contribute and lead us out from the back, we'd actually be able to play it from the back as well. As soon as we get 4-star, all we do is pump the ball long. Like, watch us try and play out from the back. It's like a circus. And you've got Dyer who can just about control the football. Sanchez who, Jesus Christ. I mean, I've seen non-league defenders better than this guy. I think Laporte and Maddison, if we got both of them in the summer, I'd be like, right, okay, now we've actually...
Don't be surprised if Spurs go for Maguire. I wouldn't be surprised.
If we were playing in a back three, yes, I would take Harry Maguire over the players we've got.
'Cause
But
he's a
Arne Slot
captain
ain't
as
gonna
well.
play a back three.
Yeah, but I think he'll work a back four for Spurs as well.
No,
I think with the right...
I
No,
agree.
trust me, I think he will. I think he will.
I think if you had Udogie, Porro, Laporte and Romero as a back
those
four,
two, man.
Romero
I'd
is starting
be
next
well
season.
happy with
Romero will start. We'll see how Romero plays on the back four. That'll be a big black question for him.
Big question,
Well,
man. Big
the
question.
thing is, everyone says he's played in the back four for Argentina, but you've got the likes of flipping Rodrigo de Paul sitting in front of you. You've got like
Exactly.
an experienced head in Otamendi. Who, okay, he's not a world class defender, but you've got experience.
But they keep the ball as well. They keep the ball. It's a different way of playing.
yeah,
They
And
keep
also,
the
it's
ball.
international football. It's just completely different styles. of
International football, man. Them man were playing against some next team the other week, man. I can't believe it, man. It's mad. Martin says here, big up to you, Martin. He says Arsenal wages 85 million, City 162 million, United 222 million. We've got second on a shoestring. Let's see what happens when Arteta gets his first choice. Well, listen, we'll see this summer, innit? It's going to be a big, big summer, man, people. We'll have to find out what happens. And yeah, man, listen, man. City, we'll see what happens with you lot. Sunday could be wrapped up the league. You know what I mean? That's mad. Obviously, you're going to be there. It could be actually wrapped up if Arsenal lose.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
have to win the game. Could be
Don't
a
be
party
surprised
atmosphere.
if they get a draw at Forest.
I'd rather Arsenal won. I'd rather win it on our own accord.
Yeah, that'd be a bit
fair
boring
enough.
if these guys if we went for them because you can't even celebrate on the pitch.
Yeah. But then it'd be good to see, but not good to see, but Chelsea would have to do a guard of honor. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
for Chelsea
yeah,
fans,
but who
they'd have to
cares about
hold
that? It's at home, innit? It's not like this at Stamford Bridge, is it?
Yeah, true.
I'd,
Nothing will
I'd
ever
love
be.
Sterling. I'd love Raheem Sterling to give us a guard of honor, man.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
that'd be.
No, but nothing will ever beat Robbie Van Persie coming out of the Emirates and getting a guard of honor. Like, guys, you Arsenal fans, hold that. Hold that. And that note, we're going to end the show here. There's over 1,000 people. He can't say nothing. He can't say nothing.
No, I don't need to say that because what we're gonna do? Like, was that an extra point for you this season now? Have you secured top four with that?
Listen, man, extra point, hype. Come on. But listen, people, we're going to wrap it up here, man. There's been over 1,000 people here throughout the whole video. I appreciate every single one of you. I don't know how many likes we're on right now, but if we're not on 500, you're all a disgrace. And you know what I mean? You're just a disgrace, man.
Oh,
So,
disgrace.
yeah, exactly. Big up to everybody who's here. Huey, big up to you, man. Let them know what you're doing, what you got to, man. Let them know, man.
Yeah, man, just live every day. So the extra match day vlogs, all the content, always talking anything City, and then you'll catch me in the Big Six as well twice a week. So, love for having me on. Always great to chat to Henry and Babs as well. Hopefully, we can do it again. So, big
Yeah.
chat as well.
Absolutely, man. Good vibes, man. Good energy. Babs, it's always love, man. Big up to you, bro.
My guy, man, appreciate it as well.
Come on, man. Make sure you follow him. You get me, Babs, on YouTube. And Henry White, man. Big up to you, man. Love for coming on as usual.
Yeah, big up. Thanks for having me on. It's been good. The chat at times is wild. Saying I see like an Unai Emery TV account earlier, and I'm just sitting there like the
That's
chat's
crazy.
mad. Listen, big up to you all as well. Thanks for having me on, man.
Always, man. Big up to everyone. Yeah, tomorrow, watch along, people. 3 p.m. kickoff. Unusual, man. Man United playing on a 3 p.m. on a Saturday. Like, I wish. One thing I want to come back next season is just to play on a Saturday. I hate playing on a Sunday. Sunday is chill down day. Sunday is relaxation. Like, let me play Saturday next season, man. That's all I want next season. But that's if we get you Champions League football. But other than that, people, we're out. I'll see you tomorrow.